Hello, welcome to the Mortgage Loan Officer Podcast. I'm your host, Frank Garay, here with you once again. We're brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals, the greatest coaching company on the planet, in the entire universe. I would say in the galaxy, Chelsea, for loan officers. For loan officers. Now, you get outside of our galaxy,
We don't know what's
I
out
don't
there.
know. There might be something better, but in this galaxy, in the Milky Way, right, on this planet, Mortgage Marketing Animals. Best coach, mortgage coaching company that's out there. Hey, I wanted to chat with you because we had chatted recently, and we were just, we were doing for everyone who's watching or listening, we were just shooting the breeze, right? We were just getting caught up. Me and Chelsea, we just hadn't talked in a while, and how you doing, and how you doing, and we were talking about, we got on the kind of the topic of, you got to kind of really find what works, and really work that, or find out what's moving the needle and then really work that, because we all do so many things, right? And I know you do as well. In your business, you help people with, marketing materials, you help them with copy, right? You help them with all kinds of things, including at the advertising aspect of marketing, right?
Yep.
But you were telling me that's kind of seems to be the sweet spot. That's where people need the most help. That's where what you're being asked to do the most for people. So I thought, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you do for people. Because everyone listening to this is probably thinking the same thing. It's like, that's where I need the help. You know what I mean? That's where I need it. So what is it? Give us the lowdown. What's new? What's happening? Why you feel like this is probably where people need the most help now, and how you can help them out.
Yeah, it's funny because I had a feeling going into 2025 there was going to be this social media shift, right? Like I've been in marketing now for, oh my gosh, over a decade, and you can kind of get these senses for trends and things. And so I just had this feeling that there was going to be a shift going into 2025. And sure enough, a lot of people are having issues with being seen, issues with their content getting in front of the right people, issues with engagement, right? Like they're like, it's down. I'm not being seen. I'm putting out the same type of content and I'm not getting any views. I'm not getting any engagement. My people are like, I never see you, but I'm still posting every day, right?
Mm.
So I've seen a lot of shift in that scenario. And so over the past 5 months now, since, the start of the year, I have had a lot of people coming to me for paid ads, targeted paid ads, because you are not only getting in front of, people, but now you're getting in front of the right people. And I think
Yeah.
that is key right now, is making sure that you're getting in front of the right people. You're doing the work, right? Like it's exhausting. I get it. Like it's exhausting to create content all of the time and like no one to see it, nobody to engage with it, or to not even know if you're getting in front of someone that is local or someone that's across the country or in a different galaxy, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's exhausting, and I feel that from a lot of loan officers. And so now it's really, I'm seeing a huge shift into how do I make sure I'm getting in front of exactly who I want to be in front of, and that's going to be through targeted ads.
Great, great. So, you have helped me with targeted ads
Mhm.
multiple times. You've coached me through it
Yep.
and directed me on it, and I feel like I can run a targeted ad fairly well now, thanks to you, right?
Yep.
But I loathe going into Ads Manager. Like to start that process, or like, okay, here we
Right.
go,
Deep breath.
campaign. Okay, I'm gonna call it something, and I'm gonna do this, and to go through. And by the time I get to the end, and I think I've got it all done, and it asks me to publish it, I'm horrified to push the button. It's
Right?
like
You're like holding your breath.
I know it's like I know it's going to tell me something's wrong or something is wrong, and I feel like I'm fairly okay at it, and it still stresses me out, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't like it. I just would rather, because you fly through that stuff. Like even when you've been on a Zoom with me and you've been showing me where to do, you're just like, no, push that. Now you go there, you go there. Like you just fly right through it.
Right.
Right. For me, I'm like writing it down and trying to
Yep.
remember, and even if I come
Yep.
back a week later, it's still like, okay, what was it
Wait, what?
again? So yeah, I could see that's being a super, super big benefit, for
Mhm.
someone to get that done. Is that primarily what you do? Do you just do the social media advertising for people, or do you do Google ads or anything else like that, or just the social
Yeah, so
primarily?
primarily social media, the
Mhm.
meta, so Facebook and Instagram is where our like main focus is through those
Mhm.
targeted paid ads. Social media management as well, but really focusing in on those paid ads through Facebook and Instagram,
Mhm.
simply because you can upload a list of your audience, right? So if you have your realtor partners, if you have past clients, if you have pals, you can upload those lists directly into Meta and target exactly who you're trying to be in front of in your area. And so you're
Mhm.
not wasting money, right? You're not
Mhm.
throwing money at just hoping that people see, like the right people see it. You're actually handing Facebook and Instagram on a silver platter, like, here is exactly who I want you to target and who I want my ads to be seen to or my content to be seen to. And
Mhm.
so we really focus in on that scenario of marketing.
Mhm. Have you seen this? And you might not have. But I just saw it on social media. Something about real estate listings now not being able to be
Mhm.
posted somewhere or something. What do you know the details on that? Or this is kind of a side
Yeah.
note, but
Yeah. So Facebook, in all its glory, is trying to eliminate quote unquote spammy content, right?
mm,
So I mean, grateful, right? We all get those spam messages, those bot followers, and all of the things. So they're trying to eliminate spammy content. Not
mm,
to say that real estate listings are spammy content, but what you want to try and avoid is putting links in your captions. That kind of triggers it as spammy content. So essentially you can still post, right? So if you have a house for sale or your listing, you can still post those pictures, just don't post the link in the caption and you should be okay.
but man, that's the whole point of post. That's the whole thing is I want you to click this to get more
Yeah.
info
Yeah,
or
so the
whatever.
the workaround with that would be also trying to get that engagement. So instead of just putting that link, hey, comment a word below, comment house, comment, whatever, and get that engagement, and then you're reaching out with that link. Now, you can
Oh, I see
also,
what you're saying. So you could still post some pics about the property and blah 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 blah. But then in the text, the primary text, you would say something along the lines of, "Hey, this is what it is. What it's going for. If you want more info, just comment interested or something
interested
like
or
that."
DM me, yeah, and then
Yeah,
you are having that open conversation with them with a
yeah,
link.
yeah.
Some people are getting away with putting the links inside of like the first comment.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. So some people will say like link in comment in the
Yeah,
caption, and then they'll add that link inside of like that first comment. So
yeah.
I've seen that work okay. I don't know because the spam release is pretty new. I don't know if that's something that's coming down the pipeline for Facebook to also flag. But right now it's working for people. So
Mm, mm, mm. Um, Let me ask you this: if you're doing paid ads, though, all bets are off. Like you can do anything you want in the primary
yeah, you
tag.
can
Yeah,
add in any link. You can add
yeah. They're
in,
like
yeah.
giving us money, we're good.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
giving us money, no. You
No,
know.
no, not at all.
So so on the paid advertising, because there's different things that you can do. There's a lot of different things you can do there. You and I
Sure.
have learned that. I did carousel ads. I did multiple things with you.
Yep.
But so I'm just wondering what you think best practice is for the engagement, because I know like there's the learn more, which you can create a custom form.
Hmm.
They click that, and then that custom form, it can literally drop into your CRM. So if somebody clicks
Yep.
it and says, "Yeah, here's my name and number, whatever," it can drop into the CRM because I've made it do that together. We
Yeah.
figured that out.
Yep.
Well, you knew how to
Yeah.
do it, but you
The
showed
great
me.
thing now with Facebook ads is they are linking to most CRM. So
Yeah.
now you can actually go right into Facebook and like auto link your CRM. So That's been super helpful. There's still a few that don't link, but for the most part, I haven't had any clients have had issues with it so far.
Yeah,
So,
if it's a main CRM, you're probably going to be like go high level. I mean, it's
yeah.
in there, but what are your thoughts on the best way to get the engagement? Like, I'm a loan officer, do I? Because I know there's the call button too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could do like learn more, which they do a form, right? Kind of auto
Yeah.
populates really easily too, and they just click a button basically.
Yep.
Or there's the call.
Yeah, so there's different campaign styles. Yeah. So
Yeah,
like the lead forms, the engagement for calls or messages, um,
yeah, and there's messages, right? So there's
awareness.
call, message,
Mm-hmm.
form. Like, what do you think's the best one?
Yeah. So when you're running paid ads, most of the time I recommend running it as what's called an awareness campaign or a reach campaign, especially as a loan officer just trying to stay front and center. Now, if you're trying to get something very specific, such as webinar signups or something like that, that's going to look a little different. But for the most part, I recommend an awareness campaign inside of a reach. And the reason being is inside of every campaign style, so kind of like what you were saying, there's a lead campaign, there's an engagement campaign, right? An awareness campaign, the main goal of that is to get in front of as many people in your custom list as possible or in an audience as possible, right? So when you run an ad outside of an awareness campaign, so like let's say you are running a call ad or a message ad or a lead ad, it does significantly reduce how many people may see your ad in general because now Facebook is optimizing your ad specifically for people who have actually maybe done those things or are more likely to do those things on an ad. So if you're someone, Frank, who like let's say you have never called from an ad, you've never messaged an ad, you've never clicked on an ad, you would see the reach ad because it's just trying to get it in front of you. But if you've never done anything else on an ad, you wouldn't see that ad because you're not likely to convert. So I have seen where people upload custom lists, they'll have a reach of, let's say, 500. And then when they do a lead gen ad or anything else, they'll have a reach of maybe 2 or 250, right? Because it's just different scenarios that you're targeting.
Hey there, if you're loving the tips so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button and then click on the bell as well so you never miss out on more cool free tips coming your way. And also, would love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think or what you want to see next. In your clarifying that, I just realized I'm one of those people that does click the stuff and fills out the
Same.
forms.
Oh,
So I'm
same,
that
same.
guy.
If there is a free download, I am all over it. That's why I am fed lead forms all day long.
Or the just the learn more, you know what I mean? Just the learn more thing, I do that all
Yeah.
the time because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I do want to know that. Yeah, give me the information. It
Yep.
does work.
Yep.
Facebook advertising does. It really does work. But
It
I get what you're
knows.
saying. I get what you're saying. So the neat thing too is if you do just an image to stay in front of people, you can get a further reach. But have maybe your phone number on that image or something like
Mhm.
that. Give me a
Yeah.
call. That way they go, oh, it's Frank. Man, I did want to talk to him, and
Yep.
I'm not the guy that would click something or whatever. I go, oh, there's his number. Great, I could call. So I
Hmm.
understand that. The
Yeah.
awareness thing is pretty good. I should probably
Yeah.
do that.
And you can still add a link into an awareness campaign. So you can still add your website link and like that learn more button would go to that landing page. It's just not what Facebook is optimizing for. So it's
Oh,
not,
so that's good to know. So
yeah.
you can still do it, but you just well then that makes more sense.
Yeah. So you
Well,
can
maybe it
still,
doesn't. I get what she's. I get it. It might not make more sense. If I'm really, I just want the person that clicks and I want to get the lead in,
yeah.
right? Great. But if you just want to go, no, I just want everybody to see it. And if somebody's
Yep.
interested, they can reach out. Then it's awareness.
Yes, correct. Correct. Like let's
Ah.
say for example, a webinar. Let's say you're holding a webinar and you want signups. That's going to be different. You're wanting to get in front of people who will sign up and want to come to your event. So that's going to be a lead gen form or a link click campaign to your, sign up page. So that does kind of make a difference there because if you're just doing a reach campaign, you may get people sign up, but when it's specific for that, it does help. But when you are like as a loan officer, a lot of us are just trying to stay in front of our audience consistently. It's going to be an awareness campaign.
Hmm. How do you help?
How do-
Yeah.
I
What do you
do
do
it
for
all.
people? Yeah.
I do it all. So most people come to me because they want to be seen, they want to be in front of their audience, but they either don't know how to do it, don't want to do it, don't have the capacity to do it. So me and my team take it completely off your plate. So we upload the audiences, we create the graphics, we create the captions, we manage everything on the back end, and we get your ads up and running, swapping them out every week or every other week. So basically a done for you program, period.
What's that cost? Like 12,000 a month or something like that?
Right? It should. No, it's less than $1,000. It is $850 a month. And that's outside of ad spend. So usually people spend about $5 per day per ad campaign. So
Yeah.
most people are spending anywhere from $150 to $300 a month in the ad spend, but depending upon how big your list is. And you can
Mm,
go pretty big of a list at $5 a day, right? You
mm,
can usually get away with a 5,000 to an 8,000 person list
mm.
at $5 a day.
So you basically jump in once a week and do something. Is that what you do on your end
Yeah, so
for the
we're
850?
in the ads kind of watching the insights, what's performing, right? So we like to upload multiple graphics and captions for one ad. And the really cool thing, this is where I kind of geek out in the marketing aspect of it, is once we kind of upload different graphics, different captions for the same ad, right? So if you're talking about VA home loans, you're not going to throw in a graphic about USDA loans. They might be 3 or 4 different graphics on VA loans. If you're a video person, we'll help you kind of navigate through doing a script and a video that we can upload, but we'll upload all of that into a campaign, as well as short form and long form captions. And the really cool thing is on the back end, we're in your account kind of checking periodically throughout the week what's performing well. So it's interesting to see, like, oh, this graphic that had more yellow on it did better than the graphic that was more green, or this one that had zero writing on it did really well. And the video actually didn't perform well. The graphic, it's just really interesting to see on the back end. So then
Yeah.
obviously we're tweaking moving forward your ads, right? So if your audience is leaning more towards the green colors, we're going to add in a little more green, right?
Mm,
So that's kind of where we do all of like that tweaking and
mm,
testing, because you're never, I don't care what anyone says, you're never going to get it a spot on the first ad you run.
mm,
You always got to be tweaking and kind of fixing your ads and looking at those insights and making those adjustments.
mm. How long does it take you to get somebody set up? Like somebody comes to you today. Let's
Yep.
do it, Chelsea. What?
2 weeks. Yeah, it's usually a 2 week onboard. So I usually will onboard clients the 1st and the 15th of every month. It just make it easy in my head.
Mm, mm,
So, but usually a 2 week onboard. I do a 2 week coaching. So I do the first week we connect, we go through kind of your goals, your list, who you have, all about you and your business. The second week we go through our platforms on our end, and I show you your first set of ads. We walk through, hey, what do you like? What don't you like? Is this kind of your voice, your style, right? Because obviously we're learning you too, so we need to make sure we've got your voice and who you are and how you would speak. And then from there, it's basically communication through our project management tool and monthly calls to go over insights
mm.
and all of that with myself and my team, and we rock and roll from there.
You can actually make the graphics and stuff too for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would
Yep.
imagine that like if somebody's listening or watching and you wanted to engage with Chelsea, I would say to make it easier. And this is I'm talking from experience here. To make it easier on you, to make it easier on Chelsea and her team is if you see other people's stuff that you go, ooh, I like that, right?
Mhm.
Show that to them. Like,
Yes.
this is my vibe. I want this kind
Yep.
of vibe. That's going to save an enormous amount of time, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, okay, great. We could do that. Like we could do that. Otherwise, it's going to be like, what do you think? You're like, I don't know, maybe this, maybe that. And it's like, how's this? No, I don't think
Yeah.
so. Save yourself a ton of time. Just
Yeah.
other stuff that you see that impresses you that you thought
Screenshot it, save it.
screenshot
Yes.
it. Yeah,
Yes.
screenshot it, send it over. I like this. This vibe's cool,
Yeah.
and then it's like, great. That saves a ton of time
Ton of
and
time.
energy. And it can get out there a lot faster, a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah,
faster.
because we customize everything, right? So we're not generating AI images. We customize it for our clients based off of, their branding, who they are, all of that. So it's really a customized package. So I get a lot of times people are like, "Oh, hey, like what ads do I get?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you want? Right? Like
Yeah.
I'm here to support you and I'm here to share like what I see working or what I think will work best or, based off of what you offer, your specialties, it's all custom. So it's much different than just, oh, hey, like, yeah, this week we're doing this, this, and this. Like we work together on all of that.
Do you have like, here's some examples of things that I've done in the past for other people? So do
Hmm.
any of these resonate with you? You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
because that's probably one of the biggest stumbling blocks, isn't
it
it?
is.
To onboarding somebody is who are you?
Yeah.
What are you into? You know what I
Yep.
mean? What do you feel represents you? I
Yes.
mean, that's probably, and I can understand it too, because from a salesperson's perspective who maybe doesn't do that. This isn't their thing. They don't know how to do it. Maybe
Yep.
they've never really put that much thought into it,
Yeah.
until they decide,
Absolutely.
gosh darn it, I need to get with somebody to get help. Then they're with you and you're asking them, well, who are you? How do we do it? And they're like, I'm not sure.
I
I really
don't
don't
know.
know.
I mean, I ask myself that every day
Yeah.
sometimes. So I get it. But yeah, absolutely. And so, because you want to bring yourself out in your even on your ads, you want it to be who you are. You don't want it to be this like perfectly curated thing either. You want
Yeah.
it to showcase who you are and your vibe. And so yeah, that's kind of where we step in. And obviously, like I get people that come to me and they're like, I have no idea. Like that's why I hired you. And that's 100% fine. We walk
Yeah.
through that with you, right? Like I tell you what I see working or what I think would help or anything like that. And I have a whole
Yeah.
questionnaire we go through. So we're here to help you. But ultimately, like if you're like, hey, I really want to push this or I really want to talk about this, like I've got some that only talk about VA home loans. That's all we push, right? So it's just dependent upon the person and who they are trying to get in front of
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
showcase.
All right. Cool, man. Best way to reach you. What's the best
Best way
way
to
to?
reach me, you can follow me on any social platform, Fully Aligned Marketing, or you can go to fullyalignedmarketing.com and contact me through there as well.
Fully aligned marketing.
That's me. You can come join the fam.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Fully aligned marketing. Chelsea Gardner, everyone. Thanks, Chelsea, for helping out and
Absolutely.
fill us in and give us some insights to all this stuff, because there's a lot to know and there's a lot to do. That's why it makes a lot of sense just to work with you. Save you a lot of time.
Yeah.
Save you a lot of
And yourself time.
stress. Yeah. So, all right, Chelsea Gardner, thank you so much. And for all of you listening, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Don't forget, we're brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. And I would remind you also, if you're a loan officer, join us every day. LoanOfficerBreakfastClub.com. Loan Officer Breakfast Club, free daily mortgage loan officer coaching every single day, 30 minutes a day, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can't beat that, can you, Chelsea?
Cannot. Great place to be.
Why would you not do that? It's like, wait, what? It's free? What's the catch?
I don't know.
I don't know. You get better.
Great
I don't
insights.
know.
Great
You learn
insights.
great
I even
stuff.
pop on.
That's the
I'm even
catch.
there. And I just think it's great. I've been there since the beginning actually of LOBC. The very
That's
first
right.
day it launched.
Yeah. Yeah, you
So,
have. Yeah. All right. Good. All
great
right. Well,
solution.
thanks, Chelsea. Thanks, everybody else. Thanks for
Thank you.
tuning in. Join us here next time on the Mortgage Loan Officer Podcast, brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. We'll see y'all later. Thanks. Bye.